Greetings. When's the last time I did a live? It's been a while. Y'all know it has been a while since I have done a live show. So here I am in sunny Florida and decided to go and do a live. If you are coming in, let me just see who's here and let's see what's going on. Alrighty. If you're coming in, I don't know if my volume is okay and all of that. It should be okay. But we're coming in to do a live. And how you doing? How you doing, my brother? How you doing? Glad to see you from, uh, that's Brother Eric. Yes, that's Brother Eric Langley. Let's see, Brother Landon, how you doing? Oh man, we have a lot going on with this film out there, and I want to talk a little bit on it because I've been getting phone calls, and it's all dealing with, Kyrie Irving and all of these people here. Listen, this is why. So much of getting into who the people of the book are. I like to just say it like that. Leave everybody else off the table. Just teach who we are and leave everybody else off the table. That's really the best way to do it because we're in a society that what they classify as being offensive is not really clearly defined. It just depends upon the moment and all the time. And this is why it's best just to teach the book. Just teach the book. And when you teach the book, you can't go wrong. Nobody can debate with you when you just teach the book. Just teach from the book. When you teach Deuteronomy 28, just teach Deuteronomy 28. And just read the things that took place and teach the book. That's it. Because, people, we knew that these things were going to happen. We knew that these things were going to come up. And of course, I think that the publicity of all of this is creating an opportunity for people to learn. It's creating the momentum that's behind it. And the author of that, Ron Dalton, the last I heard, he was in Africa. And I don't know if somebody has reached out to kind of bring him up to speed of what's happening, but the information is out there. It's basically how does one use the information. And when you're mad, when you're upset, and you use the information in a manner that can result to what we're experiencing, we have to question it. I think we have to question. I really do. So information is to be used in a critical way, in a constructive way, to get Israel back on track. The people of the book, a lot of people don't understand. Is that important? Yes, it's very important. And getting back on track with the God of Israel is critically important. But when you're taking the information and you're upset with people and you're angry with people, you gotta be careful. I'll give you an example, and I want you to follow with me on this. In the book of Judges, the Lord left 5 nations of the Philistines to test Israel. He left back 5 nations. You can check that out over in the book. I believe it starts off in the book of Judges. And Israel, Israel, the Lord used those nations to go after Israel because of Israel's disobedience. And the question would be, disobedience to what? Disobedience for breaking the covenant agreement. When you broke the covenant agreement, it caused something. And what it caused was a ripple effect. And this is why we have to be careful of what we're dealing with. I don't know, I got that kind of fixed there. So yeah, it causes a ripple effect. And that ripple effect of being disobedient to the covenant will land you in the wrong place. Listen, it's not going to be any different than in the future. In the future, if whoever, all the sons of Adam, once you come into the knowledge of the truth and you deal incorrectly with that covenant agreement, you will be landed in the lake of fire. That's just the way that is. You're going to be in the lake of fire. So you can take information and say, I'm mad at Egypt. I'm angry with Egypt for putting Israel in bondage. But it was the God of Israel, the Lord, Yahweh. He put Israel in their bondage. In Judges, he put Israel in their bondage. You can't be mad at the people. You just have to roll on and concentrate. Concentrate on, what do I need to do to get back on track? What do I need to do to get back in a position where I am walking in covenant agreement with the Lord? And this is where we concentrate on. One of the things that I had to do, and watching people with the hate language in the purple outfits on corners and telling people you're gonna be kissing the boots and all like that. Listen. We need to spend our energy. We need to spend our energy in learning the book, learning the truth, learning the law, and getting back to covenant agreement. That's what we have to do. We got to get back to that covenant agreement. And everything else will just fall in place. Everything will fall in place. But I will tell you, if it wakes people up and people want to know it's starting good conversation, I have had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people. It's a hot subject. Those that are in the sports realm of what happened to Kyrie Irving, and I guess there was an article that was put in Sun Sentinel talking about the specific book titled Hebrews to Negroes, and the film titled Hebrews to Negroes. And my brother and I had a good conversation on it this morning. And, I said, it's almost like in certain arenas, whether it's bad publicity or good publicity, publicity is good publicity. And you have to take it as an opportunity to educate people, let people know what happened, let people know what happened according to the scriptures, what happened to the fathers of Israel and what caused them to get off track. Why did these things come upon us? Why were we placed on ships and scattered among the four corners of the earth? Why did the book say that your children would be sold before your very eyes, and it would only just upset you and there's nothing you could do? The Lord said, I will cause another to sleep with your wife, the wife of your bosom, and there's nothing in your power that you can do about it. This is just a part of the things that was documented before Israel jumped off the wagon, right? So what do? We got to get back on the wagon. We got to start doing our job. We got to walk back into covenant agreement, learn the book, and start teaching all of the sons and daughters of Adam how to get back and come back into this book so that we can be found written in the Lamb's book of life. That's what we have to do. That's our role. That's our objective. That's what we're supposed to do. That's where we got to get back to. We got to get back to that covenant agreement of where we're supposed to be at. And once we do that, I believe that we will be all right. I really believe that we're going to be all right. We just have to get back to that language, the language that is documented in the book. That's all. We got to get back to the language, got to get back to the laws, statutes, judgments. A lot of people getting a lot of information, and let me tell you, sometimes information in the wrong hands could be as detrimental as the truth itself. Let me say that again. Sometimes information that is holding the truth, revealing the truth, can be in the wrong hands very detrimental. What are we supposed to do with the information? What are we supposed to do with the fact that we know who are the people? That history, that Bible is a history of a people that have been scattered according to that scripture, according to the prophets. What do you do about that? It says you won't even know who your fathers were. You're going to be serving other gods. But is it good to wake up? And when you wake up, what is the state of your mind? When you come into the knowledge of understanding, what is the state of your mind? What is the condition of your mind? What is the aim? What is the goal? Who are you mad with? Are you mad with the oppressor? Are you upset with the forefathers? Are you upset with the God of Israel for putting you in this? What are you upset with? Especially when that same book gives you a way out. There's a way out. There's a way out of this. In the book of Kings, Solomon, being a wise man, said, when you are scattered, and I like how he said that, when you are scattered, and if you bethink yourself, in other words, you come to your senses, in the land where you have been led into captivity. Let me stop. Let me break that down. Solomon, being a wise man, knew how to look at the history of people and know that people, being Israel, will end up doing what they have historically always done. So being that happened, he said a prayer, and he says, when you are scattered, when you have sinned against the God of the fathers, being the God of Israel, Yahweh, when you do sin, and when you are scattered, because he's saying that because that's what was written in the book. He says, when you are scattered in the land where you have been scattered among all of the nations of the earth, if you bethink yourself, if you come to your senses in the land, inside of that land, wherever it may be, America, the United Kingdom, Canada, the Caribbean islands, wherever you are, if you now realize, wow, I'm in a pickle. I got myself in a pickle. I realize, wow, this Bible is my history book. When I read it, I can go down the checklist It's talking about me. So what do you do with that information? Solomon says, wherever you are, if you face Jerusalem and just simply repent, the Lord will hear you. And he will cause your enemy where you are to have compassion. What does that mean? That means the Lord is going to give you favor. He means he put a hedge of protection around you. That just means he's going to keep you. So what do? What do you have to do with that information? What do you have to do to get that hedge of protection around you? What do you have to get? Or what do you have to do? What is required for you to get that compassion in the land where you have been led captivity? What does it take to get that? Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So what do you have to do? You got to get back into the book. You got to start reading the book. You got to get back into his laws, his statutes, his ordinances, his judgments, his feast days, Once you do that, the situation has been resolved. The problem will be fixed. Why do I know that? Because if the same book tells me what will be, it told the prophets told Israel what would befall them if they turn from the covenant agreement. If the book told you what would happen if you do it, and it happened, and it took place, the same book tells you all what you have to do to turn that thing around. So what do? I'm going to do what the book has proof, evidence, presumptuous, great, historical evidence, credible outcome, that what it says, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back to the book. So I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm not worried about this and that, and I'm angry at this person, I'm angry at that. No, brothers and sisters, get back to basics. Get back to basics. This is why last week I did a 2-day series called Get Back to the Basics. The Sabbath, the dietary law. Some of these people that are out there raising this hell have no idea when the 7-day Sabbath is. So they come across a film, they come across a book, they read some stuff, and they have no idea what they are supposed to be eating according to the book. Those same people, on December 25th, they're going to be setting up the Christmas tree. Those same people will be right there on the first day of the week, calling it the Sabbath. So you see, this is why we can't fall in to everything that goes on. We can't jump into everything that goes on. You just got to stay cool. You got to stay calm. Keep reading the book. Keep meditating in this book all the time. That's what you got to do. It's amazing that when Moses died, he told Joshua, listen, my servant Moses is dead. Gone. He's dead. But if you meditate in the word, don't turn to the right, don't turn to the left, read it and meditate in it day in and day out, guess what? I will be with you like I was with Moses. Now, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. If you want to get out of something, meditate in the book. Brothers and sisters, you want to get out of the pickle, meditate in the book. If you want to loose the chains of darkness, meditate in the book. If you want to find favor in the land where you have been led captive, meditate in the book. Get into the book. Read the book. Be obedient to the book. This is what is required of us. You out there getting mad at folk, upset with folk because you lied to me. You did this and you fake and this. No, I ain't got time for that. That's too much energy. Too much energy. That's too much anger. And anger clouds the conscience of a man. Anger clouds the direction that a man is supposed to go at. When I mean man, humans, it clouds you. Anger will frustrate you that you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. Take that energy, read the book, and find out, how did I get into this? That's all that I could really say. And many of you all know I've had, I'm a friend of Ron Dalton's. And as a friend, you can tell a person pros and cons. And one of the things I did with Ron, I said, Ron, I think that we need to give the people doctrine. And he said, that's your job. That's your job. You do that. I want to wake people up. I want to wake people up. And I left it alone because if you feel that that's what you were given to do, you should always go in the direction that you feel that you have been led to go in. However, I think things have to be balanced. I think you have to have, just like you have to have a balanced meal, you have to have a balance in everything you do. You cannot eat a meal and it just has nothing but starch on it. You got a plate full of mashed potatoes, rice, macaroni and cheese. You don't have no vegetables. You got no protein. You got no meat. You got nothing. It needs to be a balanced meal. The word is the same way. We have to have a balanced meal. What do I mean by a balanced meal? When it comes to the word, you can learn history about the scriptures, but make sure there's enough balanced information about the history so that one could digest it correctly. For instance, okay, you're the people of the book, you've been scattered, and your information, your identity has been totally hid from you. Totally hid, totally blocked. And you're eating that portion of the food that I've been lied to. It's my history, and people are holding back information from me. And you keep eating that and keep eating that. You don't eat anything that this is who did it. The God of Israel did it. And you're not eating from the other side that says this is why it happened. Because your forefathers entered into a blood covenant agreement. You're not reading that part. You're not reading who did it and why it happened. You're just reading what issue happened. You did this to me, you did that to me. And brothers and sisters, you get all of that, you're walking away with you don't have a balanced meal. You're getting angry without having all of the information, because now you should work backwards. You're going to say, okay, well, wow. Here's the God of Israel. He did it. Well, let me learn about the God of Israel, because he has the power to do these things. And now I want to learn about my forefathers and what they failed to do. And why did this take place? Once you start eating that, then you realize that this other part that made you angry, it's not really so bad. This is something that Israel brought upon themselves. And then you're going to say, I need to reverse this. I got to reverse it. Kanye West is awoke, but he's angry. He don't know how to channel that kind of information. Kyrie Irving picked it up. He made comments. Don't know how to channel that information. And there's a lot of people out there who do not know how to channel in their mind, process information. And this is the problem that we run across. That people get into this stuff, and when they get angry and upset, it's like, wow, it's like a road. So this thing is not going to stop. It's going to spiral. It's going to keep spiraling. But you know what? It's no big deal, because you know how this stuff is. It comes and goes. You know, it passes. Just like when Will Smith slapped the other comedian, you know, play it on the news, it gets hot for about a month, it goes away. You know what I mean? And the media likes keeping stuff hot out there. But one of the things that I looked at it as I was sharing with my brother, this is now the time to really teach. This is the time to really capitalize and maybe bring some people into the understanding of the scriptures, according to the scriptures, what happened. According to the scriptures, what were we supposed to do? According to the scriptures, what would befall the people of the book? According to the scriptures. And see, once you put it according to the scriptures, and you're using the Bible as a reference, let me tell you, that trumps everything. Because you're quoting scriptures. Nobody can get mad at you because you're quoting scriptures. It's not a viewpoint. You're reading the scriptures. How can somebody get mad at you for reading the scriptures? Can't change the scriptures. Nobody dares to challenge the book. You can't challenge the book. You let the book do the speaking. You just do the reading. And it is what it is. I enjoyed being with you all these few minutes. Earlier we had our radio show, 15:20 a.m. right here in South Florida. Pastor Buie brought forth the lesson. It was great. We will be here in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. We'll be starting at 11:30. I'll be bringing the lesson tomorrow, and we got our projector. We have our TV monitors, but our projector with the full screen is now. They're installing it right now as I talk. They called me up, wanted me to come down, but my daughter's out of school today, so we're doing some things together. But I would tell you, I wanted to take a moment because the information that I got, it took me offline. So I didn't mean to go offline. I was going to read. I didn't mean to go offline, but I was going to read the article from USA Today dealing with Kyrie Irving. I thought it was interesting to do that. And this is why, and I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit this again. When I mean hit this, I had people in that group furious with me because I told them that the 400-year prophecy had already occurred. And this was in 2019. Actually, it started in 2018. They were upset with me because I said, you're not going nowhere. It doesn't fit the scriptures. Because I'm reading the book. I'm not a prophet. I just read the book. And people were upset with me. I mean, they were upset. Some people stopped talking to me. You're a false prophet. Why would you tell people that this 400th anniversary that we're not going back home? I mean, it was bad. When I tell you it was bad, that was in 2018. And I simply said, when 2019 comes, you're going to see. You're not going anywhere. The next big thing to happen is when the third temple was built and the abomination of the desolation spoken by the Daniel prophet. Been saying that for 4 years now. It's 2022. And in 2019, when it came around, nothing happened. I wasn't surprised because they don't fit the scriptures. And then one of the brothers said, well, if you subtract 1619 from 2019, that's only 399 years. So it's really going to be next year. So everybody was happy. Oh, yeah. We didn't think about that. I don't care what you subtract. 2020 rolled around, and guess what? Nothing happened. Nobody went back because of the 400 years and all of that. Didn't happen. I wasn't surprised because I'm reading the scripture. And then they say, well, you got to wait until after the 400 years. So it's going to be 2021. I said, okay, go ahead, 2021. 2022 we're in. Let me tell you, it don't fit the scriptures. It does not fit the scriptures. This is why we got to get back to the book. We got to get back to the book and just get back to basics and know the chronological order of things. This is what I've been teaching at Bethel every Sabbath morning, the chronological order of end-time prophecy. Because I saw that there was a need to teach it. So that's how that's why I've been teaching this at Bethel, end-time prophecy, or the chronological order of things pertaining to end-time prophecy, because people can get frustrated. People can say, well, I don't know, maybe that book is not right. The Peruvial they said we was leaving in 2019 and it didn't happen. It was 400 years, and 1619 the first ship came over. And I showed that can't be the case, because it might have been a ship come over, but people been dealing with slavery. You can go all the way back. But after a while, people just get frustrated, and this is what makes people lose the energy and lose what's going on. So now you got to come back and you got to show people, listen, you got to understand Daniel the prophet. You got to read Daniel the prophet. You got to take the time to go through the book and read it. If Jesus said read it, go and read it. That's why he says, whosoever read it, let him understand. Go and read the prophecy of Daniel. And Daniel's not the only one giving you the prophecy. You got other prophets who are giving you end time understanding. Isaiah, Ezekiel, Joel, Amos, and the list goes on and on. But you got to go read, which is what I always say. Reading the Bible is like kryptonite is to Superman with some people. They just refuse to read. Thank you, Brother Harold, to the law and to the testimony. Just go read it. Just simply open up the book and read and get some understanding. So listen, I enjoyed being with you all. And shout out to every last one of you. And like I said, I haven't done let me tell you one reason why I haven't done a car cam in so long. I finally got my system set up where I could do car cams. I don't know if I'm going to be doing them all the time, but I finally got the phone with the gadget and all like that, the right case where it now works. So that being said, peace to you, brothers and sisters. We'll see you soon. Have a great day. We'll see you. Peace to all of you.